The Mark Sievers murder trial is now in recess for the Thanksgiving holidays, but not before one more day of testimony today in the case.
Cell phone use and data playing a big role today in the courtroom as the state tried to prove that burner phones were used by Mr. Sievers and Curtis Wright.
So burner phones are typically kind of these cheap phones that you dispose of to get rid of. Rochelle Aline live outside Lee County Courthouse. She's got more on how prosecutors say that data was used as they're trying to make some big points here, Rochelle, right before the holiday.
Yeah, Jane and Patrick, they spoke with 3 witnesses that the state called, and they talked a lot again about that cell phone data. They spoke with one former analyst with the Lee County Sheriff's Office who said that she could prove that burner phones were used between Mark Sievers and Curtis Wright leading up to Teresa Sievers' death. But there was also another current analyst with the Lee County Sheriff's Office that they spoke to. She says she used cell phone data to track Jimmy Rogers' personal cell phone, and she says using that data, she was able to track a trip that he took from Missouri to Florida. And she says the timeline of that trip matches the timeline of Teresa Sievers' death. Cell phones were at top of mind in the courtroom today as the state called 3 witnesses in the Mark Sievers murder trial.
Customer phones, prepaid phone?
Cell phone and cell tower investigation.
One of them, a former analyst with the Lee County Sheriff's Office, saying that she used cell phone data to confirm that burner phones were used by Curtis Wright and Mark Sievers in the weeks before Teresa Sievers' murder.
Lieutenant Downs asked me if I could determine if burner phones was utilized in the homicide of Mrs. Sievers.
And another witness also testifying that she used some of that same cell phone data to track Jimmy Rogers' phone as he traveled between Missouri and Florida in the days surrounding Teresa's death.
Were you able to attribute that particular number to a name?
It is attributed to Jimmy Rogers.
A major sticking point for the defense in this portion of testimony was the accuracy of the data collected from AT&T. The second analyst also read a disclaimer from AT&T on that matter.
The results provided are AT&T's best estimate of the location of the target number. Please exercise caution in using these records for investigative purposes, as location data is sourced from various databases, which may cause location results to be less than exact.
But despite that disclaimer, this is why that same analyst says she's still confident that her overall conclusion is accurate.
It's best to look at the information as a trend and as a whole, and not focus too much on one particular point.
And court is adjourned for the holiday. They'll be back in court Monday morning at 8:30 a.m. Coming up, I want to bring in FGCU law professor Pamela C. to help us break down more of today's testimony. For now, live in Fort Myers, Rochelle Aline, Fox 4, in your corner.